Today we are making Punjabi curry. Curry basically means yogurt sauce. So there's this creamy, simply spiced yogurt and chickpea flour sauce that is often served just as is with rice or flatbread, or you add some fritters to it. There are several variations of curry in the northern Indian cuisine, northwestern and western Indian cuisines. There are variations in the spices, in the thickness, and what you add to the curry. The Punjabi curry is thicker, creamier, and usually made with sour yogurt, and it has the fritters added to it. The fritters or the pakora can be made with any vegetables or just onion. Maharashtrian curry is much thinner. It uses mustard seeds and curry leaves. The Gujarati curry is slightly sweeter. My mother-in-law makes this amazing curry. She takes these pakorams, which are like Indian crackers, which are cooked either on the stovetop or in a microwave, and then they become really crisp, and she crumbles them up into the curry just before serving. The crisp pakoram and the creamy sauce make an amazing texture combination, just like these fritters, which you can fry or bake and then add to the curry and serve. The fritters are also crisp and they are paired with this creamy, delicious sauce. I'm using vegan yogurt in this recipe. The brands that I often use are mentioned in my post, and they make the best curry, but you can use pretty much any vegan yogurt that you like. Depending on the non-dairy yogurt you use in the curry, you might have to adjust the amount of water, because some of the non-dairy yogurt versions can thicken a lot more than their dairy versions. For the Punjabi curry, we first make this yogurt slurry mixture with yogurt, some besan or gram flour, or use chickpea flour, and some spices and salt. Then mix it with a little bit of water so that the chickpea flour or the gram flour mixes in. Then you add the rest of the water, make the slurry, and set it aside. Then we make the fritters. For today's curry, I'm using broccoli and onion. You can use cauliflower and onion or any other vegetables and onion, or if you don't want to use onion, just omit the onion and use chopped up vegetables instead. For the fritters, we make this batter of chickpea flour or besan and some non-dairy yogurt and spices, and we make it into a thick batter because the onion and the vegetables usually leak a lot of moisture during baking. If you're planning to fry the fritters, then make a slightly thinner batter. Once you have a really thick batter, then add the broccoli and onion or any other vegetable you're planning to use and mix in so that all of the vegetables are coated with the batter. If you're planning to bake the fritters, then drizzle a teaspoon or so oil and mix it into the batter. Then scoop this mixture onto a parchment-lined baking sheet and bake until it's golden and crisp on top. And then once you have the curry ready, then you just place these pakora fritters on top of the curry and serve. If you're making the batter with besan, use a little less liquid. Chickpea flour in the US is the flour of white chickpeas, that's garbanzo beans, while besan is a flour of brown chickpeas, and it's much finer and it needs much less liquid than the chickpea flour to make a batter. If you're planning to bake the fritters, chickpea flour is a better choice because it will hold the shape of the fritter during baking. I have a whole post dedicated to the difference between besan and chickpea flour, so do check it out. It's linked on the post as well as on this YouTube video. While the fritters are baking, we can make the curry by heating a large skillet saucepan over medium-high heat. Add some oil. Once the oil is hot, add in the cumin seeds and fenugreek seeds and cook until the cumin seeds change color. Then add in your red chilies. You can use any hot red chilies or mild red chilies, whichever chilies you want to use. If you don't have dried red chilies, you can use a half teaspoon or a little less of red pepper flakes instead. Mix them in just for a few seconds. Then add in the minced ginger and garlic and reduce the heat to medium-low, and then cook until the garlic is golden. Don't forget to stir frequently because the garlic might burn. You want to use finely chopped garlic here because that browns much more evenly. Once the garlic is golden, add in your yogurt slurry into the pan, then increase the heat to medium again and bring that whole mixture to a boil. Once the curry is boiling evenly, reduce the heat to medium-low and continue to simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes. You want to cook the curry for a few minutes so that the chickpea flour can cook, otherwise it will taste bitter. Once the curry is cooked, taste and adjust the salt and flavor, add more heat, more salt if you want. If the yogurt was not sour and you wanted sour, you can add in a little bit of chaat masala, some lemon juice. Once the curry is cooked and the fritters are cooked, you can either serve them together by placing the fritters on the curry and then sprinkling some cilantro, or you can serve them separately like dumplings and a sauce. I like to finish the curry with a simple chili oil. Just heat up 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil on a skillet over medium-low heat. Once the oil is hot, switch up the heat, add in some cayenne or Kashmiri chili powder or paprika, and just mix in until it starts to kind of get fragrant. Then drizzle this hot oil over the curry. This adds amazing flavor to the curry. This is my plate of the pakora curry. This has been one of my comfort foods since I remember. My mom used to make the curry with or without the pakora fritters many times and serve with rice or some roti. She also used to make a Maharashtrian inspired version with some mustard seeds, curry leaves, some onion, and serve it nicely hot with some fresh rice. You won't believe the amount of flavor that's there in this dish with just a few spices and simple ingredients like yogurt and chickpea flour. You can eat it with flatbread or with rice. You can break the pakora, take some of the curry sauce and rice, and you're good to go. This is obviously served best when the pakoras are fresh and crisp. If you're making the pakora curry, if you're making just the curry, you can make it ahead and serve it however you like. It's a great side to an Indian spread with some dal or some chickpeas or some veggie side and flatbread or rice. If you make this recipe, do let me know in the comments. Also, please review it on the blog. The reviews really help. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.